If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition. Let me make sure my audio is A-OK. And if we are A-OK, you guys let me know. And I think we are good to go. Folks, welcome back to another edition of the Rico Report. Let's get right into it, man. We got the injury report. I got my guy, the thigh doc, that's going to be breaking some things down. There's some things I'm hearing. I don't know if I like it, but here we are. We're about to get into it. Brace yourself. Maybe some good news coming along. We'll find out soon. Watch out. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. We are back with my guy, Thigh Doc, the man, the myth. He's right here with us. He's a little, because I usually we get a little something from him, but he's very like right to it, business-like. I'm waiting for him to have a suit and tie on. You ready to go, baby? Let's talk about these injuries.
Yeah. Get in there.
Right, we got a laundry list of them. Let's roll right through them. Look at this list. My goodness. All right. Christian Benford, he played last week. Obviously, they're going to have to put him up there because he's got a groin injury. I'm not too worried about that. What on this list has you worried?
For this week, not much. But
Okay.
long term, I mean, when are we going to get Kincaid back? If he comes back, does he re-aggravate it? Curtis Samuel, always injured. I'm done like having hope there. And I got a couple tidbits on a few of these guys. So
let's talk about it. Which one do you want to start with first?
All right, so just go Benford just real quick.
Yep.
So he missed last week. He came back. He missed 2 weeks ago. Came back and he played 100% of the snaps. We're good. Let's move on. It's the groin for the second time. Groin second time for the year.
Yep.
Always have keep your eyes open if he tweaks it again, but should be good to go. Bernard continues to struggle cutting off of his right ankle, going to the left. So plant your right foot, shoot off to the left. Doesn't look perfect. So he's still a little hobbled. He looked better. He made more plays, but there was still some times he got exposed. Like that was the one where Baker got around the corner. Baker rolled right. It was kind of like when he scrambled down for a first down near the goal line. And, he was basically one-on-one with Bernard. He tried to push off his right foot. It must have aggravated him because he got it out of there like he was stuck in mud, and then he kind of hobbled to run him down. But otherwise, he looked better last week, so that's trending in the right direction.
Joey Bosa.
Yeah, so Bosa 2 weeks ago, he's wearing a full club.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, damn, once you put the club on, there's obviously a fracture in there, and it's going to be a couple weeks. But then he came out last week and he didn't wear a club. He just wore the wrist braces like he did 2 weeks before that. The only problem is we saw him in practice this week with a cast on. So now he has like a thumb spike, a cast. It goes around the thumb, down the wrist to about here. It's a hard cast, very similar to Amari Cooper last year. Fingers are free, but wrist is broken. It's going to be a couple weeks. I think now that a real cast is on, expect that to be on for a couple of weeks here, at least a month.
So we should expect pretty much the same performance out of him, whether he's got an official cast on or not, or a club.
All right. The club is harder to play with because you don't have any fingers.
Of course.
I mean, you can use it as a weapon, but you can't grasp. Now that he's got a cast on, he played last week without anything. He just wore wrist braces, but now he's going to wear a cast that covers his thumb. It's going to limit some of the flexibility of the wrist. There's probably some pain in the area, but having the fingers free is huge. You can grasp with them, so that is clutch.
I like to hear
Mecole
that
Hardman,
at least.
yeah, for sure. Mecole, first game back, gets one kick return that changed the game, 60-yarder. Then he gets 4 snaps on offense. He gets a deep target. So they probably had some ideas for him in the offense. I mean, limited 4 snaps, but he just did get signed that week. But it's unfortunate because on his punt return, he pulled his calf. It didn't look like a big one. It was very, it didn't look like anything too aggressive, egregious, like he got shot in the back of the leg. It kind of looked like he just went down and then he was hobbled after that. But they're calling it a calf nonetheless, and calves will take at least 2 to 3 weeks. So don't expect him back this week. Obviously, they ruled him out. I wouldn't expect him back next week, but maybe, what do we got? Pittsburgh, maybe he'll be back for the Cincinnati game in 2 weeks.
What are your thoughts when you hear about like these calf injuries, hamstring injuries, like, and they're happening just so frequently? Like, I get for him, totally, I get it. You've been sitting down for such a long time. You get right into the action. It was bound to happen. The fact that he gave us a great run and then there goes the calf. Now you're out 2, maybe 3 weeks. Tough blow, especially a guy that we just activated onto the roster. That's going to be interesting to kind of replace. And now we're going to put right back into the position of punt return, Khalil Shakir again, something we tried to avoid this whole time. Crazy.
Right. Well, let me just piggyback off of that.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Shakirs. They just had their baby. So,
absolutely.
But that caused him to miss practice the whole week. And this is a week after. There's no shame on him. This is not people get so triggered online. Like I wasn't used to this last year. People are very, very easily triggered recently. But anyways, so I mean, I'm just not used to it. It's too much.
I know.
Ridiculous. So Shakir's missing practices. The team's got to install. They do new plays every week. That's how it works in the NFL. And he also needs treatment because he had the ribs and the ankle last week. Okay. So congratulations, you had your baby. No slight, but did he get the treatment? Is he up to date on the playbook? Is the timing going to be on? Does the team want to just say, hey, look at this play on the iPad and let's execute it without actually running it with Josh throughout the week? I think that's not a great mix. Now, he is a veteran. It's not like he's a rookie. But I'd expect him to take a little hit on his snap share this week without the practice. So that's all I was alluding to. I was also wondering if, like, hey, are they just give him the whole week off? Like it's a Thursday game. Just be with the family, and we'll pick it up next week. But he traveled with the team, so he is going to play. I just, coming off of the ankle and the ribs, he basically did nothing last week. He had 1 catch, -3 yards, so almost like a decoy. I know he had 1 other target up the sideline he probably could have had if Josh put it in a good spot for him. But I don't know, 30, 50.
You think there could be more to it with this Khalil Shakir? I mean, having the no time and so on. So I mean, I think he'd be available to go and handle business. But I mean, shoot, having time off, one can never know.
No, Rico, what I'm saying is the man doesn't practice all week. I mean, he's not there for the install of the plays.
He's a veteran. He's got it. He all right. He don't gotta be there.
Hey, then he's good. But if
he's good, I ain't stressing. I ain't tripping. It's like Josh. If Josh were to be in a situation he misses 2 games, I think we'll be all right. Maybe a little rust, shake off a little rust, but I think we'll be all right. Okay, hold on. But there are a couple players that I want to touch on that have me. I wouldn't say concerned per se. But I guess it's you have to put it on the injury list. So Josh Palmer, I still see him with a knee ankle. I think that's just more you're just going through the motions. Curtis Samuel, this elbow neck injury, him out. You mentioned that you were done with him. I need a little bit more on this because now I'm hearing obviously Mecole's out, Curtis Samuel's out. Now we're down 2 guys that we activated last week. Neck and elbow. I know you're the investigator. Have you peeped? Have you looked to see where he sustained this injury?
No.
Oh, gosh,
No,
this
I
guy
haven't.
out again.
So he's got. That's what I'm saying. I got kind of frustrated with him. I'm like, I don't even care. So
Yeah.
he had the neck earlier in the year. Necks are wonky. It might be a sprain, a disc issue, but once you start seeing neck on there and it's reoccurring, there's something probably chronic in that. But the elbow is new. I just don't know. Does he have bursitis or did he get like a sprain? Either
Okay.
or.
Okay.
Bursitis, like you hit the tip of your elbow, it blows
Right.
up. I mean, I've seen
Yep.
guys miss a week for that, but it's probably a sprain. But elbows do come back quick for what it's worth. But the receiver position is not a great position to have a elbow injury with. Moral of the story is I could see him coming back next week. I just think
Not
it's
an
too
issue.
short of a week if he sprained it or blew up with a little bursitis there. And the neck's a chronic thing, so if you see him go on the IR, then it's probably a big time neck issue. But let's just play it by
So
ear and see how that goes.
Dorian Strong, what was his issue? What was the reason? I
Another
know it was
neck.
a neck issue, but what was
Yeah.
his situation?
They didn't disclose it, but a couple things that would be like long term with a neck. Obviously, you can herniate a disc in the neck,
Okay.
so that means it puts pressure on your nerve there. When that happens, it usually doesn't. Conservative management doesn't happen, or it doesn't work well. So what you end up having to do is get a surgery. So you can clean out the disc, but that never works because it just comes back. That was like Peyton Manning before he had to get his fusion. And then what they also can do is do a fusion. But the problem is once you sign up for that fusion, Rico, in your neck, your career length is 3 years. So a young guy like that, I'm sure that's what they meant. They're trying to get more information because you might want to try to you want to avoid surgery at all costs because once that fusion goes in, it's a slippery slope to the end of your career because what happens is the joints above and below start to wear out and then you got to get another disc area fused. Also, Jack Eichel, I don't know if you like the Sabres, but he had a herniated disc. The team was telling him he's got to get a fusion. He demanded not get a fusion. He wanted the disc replacement, which is a newer operation. It's not brand new. It's been around for 20, 30
Disc
years.
replacement. Okay.
Yeah, but no one's used it for contact sports. So it kind of got rolled out to rugby guys in Europe, and then there was the contact sports, but no one in North America played a contact sport, and had a disc replacement. So Jack Eichel is a walking, talking case study, and he's obviously doing good enough. But
Doing all
hockey's a little
right.
different than football. I mean, you still collide in hockey, and it could get pretty dramatic if you hit the boards or something. But football is like a collision on every play. So I think they'd even be riskier to get this non-tested disc replacement at the NFL level.
Okay.
But we'll
So
see.
yeah, go ahead.
Also, there's also congenital stenosis that a lot of guys end up finding out that they have. So they have like narrowing of the canal, and it's not a big deal until you get like a little disc bulge or disc herniation, and then it can put pressure on your spinal cord, lead you to be a quadriplegic. So I'm
Wow.
assuming Dorian Strong has a serious issue at hand. Can he get an operation and kind of be an Asante Samuel Jr. situation? Most likely,
Right.
but don't think he's going to hang in there long term.
It's a shame, man, because you see all
Yeah.
the potential in these players, and then you get these freak incidences that happen, and then now it's like, man, could this be? I mean, I'm not saying this anywhere near this, but could this be career altering? Or I mean, you got to miss a whole season. Now you got to worry about if I get the wrong hit. Almost like Micah Hyde, the wrong hit, the wrong Aaron Williams from way back when, right? He got hit. He's like he had to end his career because of that, man. It's a crazy way to go and get an injury in such a young career. There is a name that we have not seen on this list not this year yet. Connor McGovern. You see that he's got the old ankle. So obviously he's full go, ready to go. I mean, you're squatting, you're in there, you got to pull a few times, you got to march up. How much does that hinder alignment?
He's the center, so if one guy is going to have a limited amount of pulling and cutting type stuff, it's probably the center. He did get rolled up on, so you can say a mild, very mild high ankle sprain, but he didn't get folded up bad. They just kind of hit him from the side, and then he tweaked it in. So He's probably banged up, but you tape that sucker up, and that's like a position you can get by with. And these linemen, I mean, they're wearing double knee braces. They're just warriors, so he's going to fight through it.
All right, I'm limited with your time, so I want to ask you this one last question here. So I'm seeing all these injuries that happen. I guess I get it. It happens to every player, all the leagues around. It happens, bro. This staff that we have, is it reason to be concerned, or is this just a fluke with all these bugged out injuries that these guys are getting? Can't sustain, can't stay healthy. Like there's always something happening. Is it a regime thing? Like the old regime, just they don't get it. They're doing the same old practices. I know we touched on it, but it's something to address at some point. Would you want to have something looked into, or is it just all fluke?
Yeah, you definitely need to look into it. Couple things on this. The Texans have 17 guys in their injury report today.
Right.
So we're not the only team that's banged up, but we have lost
correct.
a lot of games lost to starters. When you got big guys playing hard, it's going to happen. The fractures, bad luck. The soft tissue injuries is the ones that you can really dig into. Now, a bicep tear by, Ed Oliver in a freak accident where he put his arm out, I'm not worried that's a training issue. The amount of calf injuries and groin injuries and injuries in practice is a red flag. You don't have to say it's just the training staff, but if you felt like you had this trend before and then you moved on from the head strength and conditioning coach, they didn't bring in someone new. They promoted the assistant. Right. Now, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think it's just bad luck, but they might be overtraining. They might be, they got to put the GPS on the guys and they got to, crunch those stats and say, hey, like maybe this is too much mileage on these guys. But with that said, if you're going to just promote the assistant strength and conditioning coach and you are using that as a way like, oh, we're doing something new. We're doing a new training staff and these injuries, probably shouldn't occur anymore. I mean, you're sort of I'm looking for. You're getting snake oil because it's the same guy. You understand? It's just the assistant moving up. That's what I'm trying to say. But
7 years straight. This is what people talk about.
Yeah, but there's other factors. I mean, this staff didn't have issues a couple years ago. Do I think McDermott's running a total different practice? No. Do I think the team was younger back 7 years ago because they did a rebuild and they got a bunch of young guys, and young, fresh guys aren't going to get hurt as much. So now you got an older team, so you're going to get these soft tissue injuries when guys are closer to 30 and over 30 years old. And then once someone's hurt, they're more likely to get hurt again. So a guy like Milano, now he's injury prone. Yes. Also, when you're in this situation that we're in where we've tied up a lot of money to other players and you can't be a big spender in free agency, what do you end up doing? You're getting bargain bin guys, right? Some guys with warts. But what do you think the warts are you're getting when you get these guys older in their career and they can't land on a team? They got injury issues. So they get these bandaged guys up. Joey Bosa, knock on wood, which I'm doing right now. He might have a fracture in his wrist right now, but he hasn't had the big injury yet. And he's had one every year for the last few years. So count your blessings. Josh Allen hasn't been hurt.
Listen, don't even mention that, bro. You're done.
Okay. You get what I'm saying. All right.
I get what you're saying.
Count your blessings. You haven't had the big one. And this stuff's going to happen for those circumstances that I just told you. But yes, in the offseason, if the team wants to look at why they had so many groin injuries, are they doing too many squats? Are they doing too much lateral movement? And calf injuries, which they had trouble with a couple years ago, are they doing, I don't know, too many sprints? Are they doing uphill stuff where it's putting too much strain on the tendon? Are they not doing heel raises? They could do some eccentric loading for their Achilles.
A whole lot.
Yeah, they could look into it. But I think it's a little bit of bad luck, a little bit of age, and a little bit of circumstance.
What are the odds that we get to see Kincaid, maybe not next week, but the week after? That gives him a whole month off.
Yeah, 2 weeks is the average for a hammy, and he is 2 weeks coming up this Sunday, 2 weeks since the injury. So I think he gets a third week off. Who are we playing next? Pittsburgh?
Yeah, we got I think Pittsburgh next. Yeah.
And I'd say look for him to come back in Cincinnati. That'd be a month off. If not Cincinnati, you're looking at the next game for sure, which would be the Patriots. So
By
do
the
you
way,
want to
rumor.
do you want to trot him out a little early? 4 weeks
see.
is really like the magic number. So guys are real
And
good in a month.
that's what I was figuring.
So,
And by the way, rumor has it that Joe Burrow has been practicing
yeah.
all week, and they activated him, so he might be ready to go for the Bengals sometime soon. And what a week it could have been for Joe Burrow to come back against the Patriots with Jamar Chase, with the whole crew, to knock them off. But nope, Jamar Chase had to get suspended. It is what it is at this point. What can you do?
Hawk Tua.
A little Hawk Tua. Any last words before we get out of here? Because I know you got to go do some things. Anything we need to look forward to, pay attention to during this game, whoever comes in or not out? What are your thoughts?
I think you just who's doing the kick returns. Hardman was a nice spark. Do they shuffle it back to Shakir? What's Shakir's snap share? I mean, he didn't do much last week, and now he had a week where he was off. Congratulations on the baby. And just flash the injury report up real quick. And
I got you.
I mean, look for Bosa to be in the cast on his wrist. And let's see. Dalton, we're looking at him in a couple weeks. Connor should be fine.
Teron Johnson's all right.
Shaq Thompson. What are they doing with Shaq Thompson? So he's been full for 2 weeks.
He's good to go. I don't want to hear none. He's good to go. Put him on the field. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he going to be playing? Is he the third linebacker, or does he nudge somebody down? So we'll see. I'm excited.
It would be. Well, let me ask you this: have you seen good things coming out of Milano the last 2 weeks?
I've been hammering the table since training camp that Milano does not do well side to side anymore. Right. But he can still play downhill. So if he diagnoses and he comes downhill, he looks like an all-pro. If he's got to cut back, he's not what he was. He's below average there. So with that said, I don't know. I'm not the coach, but I think Shaq more plays Bernard's position. That's the problem. But I can't see why he wouldn't be able to play Sam Backer. He's a thick dude. So interesting to see how they roll him out. We'll see how they roll him out. But I do got to get going.
Yeah. Listen, handle your business. My man, the Thigh Doc, is out here. He came in, did what he needed to do. And now, just like that, he's out like the wind. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Go Bills. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
All right. My guy, the Thigh Doc, comes in and gives us the kind of the heads up. All right. Listen, Christian Bedford, obviously he's limited, but going to full, he's nursing himself right back to where he needs to be. I think him and Bernard are pretty much in the same boat, right? Coming off of games that either very limited in their games or didn't play in Benford. And Bosa, I think Bernard missed one as well. So this is where you come in. These guys are just nursing themselves back to the front. Bosa obviously shedding the club now to a cast. So now he's got ability to grab. So maybe that's on his way up instead of just kind of neutral. Mecole Hardman out. That sucks. Could have used that spark against in the special teams field, but we don't have that anymore. Taron Johnson limited to a full practice, so we should be all right. And keep in mind, this whole practice has been walkthroughs all week. So it's just interesting to see all these guys on the list when it's just a walkthrough. Nonetheless, Hardman out. Taron will be full go. Daquan, limited capacity last week, limited this week. He'll be full go. Obviously, Kincaid out. Fedarian Mathis, he's limited. He'll probably be most likely questionable. So do we see Morgan Fox with an activation? I don't know. Maybe they need more time to condition him. I'm not sure. Connor McGovern with the ankle, limited. Jordan Phillips, limited with his wrists. Poyer with a vet rest. I mean, old man got to take some rest. You know what I mean? So take some time off. So my man had to go do that. And big shout out to my man, Khalil Shakir, had a baby girl. That is one of the sweetest things ever. So gotta love that, spending time. That's crazy though, man. How you can go from having your first child and having a good time and just like being filled with love, and then you got to leave your family. Crazy, right? And I say like leave your family like you're going you're going across the world to go do whatever, but is you want to be around them. I remember I didn't want to leave my kids when they were born. I wanted to stick around and be there. But you know what I mean? Daddy's got to go to work. So and it's cool that the baby, I don't know if they induced her early just so he can get there for the game. You never know these days. But big shout out to my man Khalil Shakir. It's a joyous moment, joyous occasion, and it sucks that you kind of have to like quickly be with your family for a couple of days, and then you're on the road going to Houston. I'll see you later, babe. I gotta go handle business, and it's just only a day, but it's just like you're filled with so much emotion, right? So kudos to that, brother, man. It's always so nice to hear these young guys. I mean, having children and so on and so forth. Curtis Samuel out. And Shaq Thompson, we'll see a full go of him. I'm looking forward to that. Dorian Williams, I saw some good things from him last week. So those two boys back in. So we get into beef back on the defense. That's what I wanted to see, man. A little more beef on the defense, a little bit more physicality. And now we got a little something. We got a little something going. Now that we got that out the way, let's talk. Let's talk a little bit. All right. Mecole out. Not a big deal. We just received him. It wasn't like he was doing anything offensively for us. They did send him a deep shot just to see what it would look like, and it looked good. You know what I'm saying? And I would have loved to see them work that a little bit more. But now he's going to be out for a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Just never know with these calves, right? Everyone heals differently. Then you have, obviously, Curtis Samuel being not a shocker that he's out. This guy's always dealing with some kind of ailment. I'm sure on the human side, he is frustrated as ever because no player is trying to sit here and be nursing injuries and not being out there. So he's got to be frustrated. But I'm sure the coaching staff is frustrated. He's frustrated. He's like, golly, I can't keep it together and I can't stay on. I can't find that string. Speaking, I'm trying to find the string to this hoodie. Can't find it. Anyway. Oh, it's freaking all the way through. Anyway, so that being said, those are the things that stand out. So you got two guys they made active are now not active. They're going to be hurt, and now we got to sit here. Not that we're missing a whole lot with Curtis Samuel and Mecole Hardman, but still, the point is we're not going to have some of these players on the field now. Those two guys being out, now you're left with Khalil Shakir, Josh Palmer. All right. Now you've got Shavers. There's your 3. And obviously Elijah Moore is going to return. There's your 4. And then maybe they elevate back Gabe Davis. There's your 5. Mecole out. Samuel out. So will we get a big dose of Shavers? And let's not forget Keon Coleman. Now, my bad. I'm very invested in getting that hoodie. Yo, I'm bugged out. It's actually throwing me off. So I'm like, but it just looks bad having my hand up trying to get this thing out. But I'm actually really annoyed that the string is not there. I noticed it and I was like, what the heck? I can't do it. I can't deal. I need to get the string out so I look like a regular normal individual. Anyway, as I try to feed this thing through, thank you. Golly, no, I feel a little better now, folks. I'm not gonna lie, the one string being disappeared, it was bugging me. Thank you, Laura, for being invested and making me motivated to get through it, the whole thing. All right, let me get into this receiver talk. All right. So Keon Coleman, if you guys are into reading the tea leaves, or you got your teacup, let me spill you some tea, if you will. I mean, Cover One is reporting that based from Jeremy White, I believe, from Twitter, they're saying that this could be a second game straight that Keon is going to be benched yet again. Joe Buscaglia, 4 hours ago, he says the Bills will try to make it 2 in a row on Thursday. Though after Keon's disciplinary benching, it's fair to wonder what's next for the 2024 round pick. And then you got Jeremy White from WGR claiming that there's potential that Keon Coleman can be benched again. I don't get this part, all right? Sometimes you got to send the message to somebody, let them know, all right, you messed up, you effed up. We understand what's the situation. You've apologized, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We'll see you on Thursday. What is the scenario that's playing out right now where Keon doesn't play for a second game? Now, is it they want to see what it looks like without him again? Just to kind of let me just see a little bit. Let me see how this works out. To me, you're playing with fire at this point. Why do that? Now you it's like you're sticking it to him. Like, you learned your lesson the first time I benched you. But a second time, in my opinion, it feels like you're just sticking it to him. Like, no, you're going to learn your lesson. There's 2 games you're going to miss, and you're going to watch your teammates go and do that. Don't give me this whole short week, and we just want to see what we're working with, motivate. You guys do walkthroughs. You guys did walkthroughs. So, like, I don't know, man. Something's up. Something ain't right. Something don't taste right in this situation, if, in fact, there is truth to this. So I'm going to look at it in 2 scenarios. If there is no truth to this, right, and he is playing, I want to see them integrate him back into the offense like he never left, because going cold, not playing one game, and then hardly getting any touches the following game, it's like, get him warmed up, get him hot, get him going, right? He should be juiced up, ready to go. So be ready to get him involved like he never missed anything, so we can just get right back to it. That's if he is playing. So you'll have Keon, you'll have Josh Palmer, how we normally have it, and then you'll have
Buffalo Fanatics, what's going on? This is Pierre the Kingpin, and I wanted to talk to you today about Cigars International, which is the ultimate destination for premium homemade cigars. Known as the industry leader, Cigars International offers the largest selection, unbeatable prices, and a customer service experience that's second to none. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned vet, Cigars International makes enjoying cigars easy, approachable, and fun. Cigars International is the go-to retailer for all things cigars, with the biggest selection of premium homemade cigars available anywhere. Cigars International offers unbeatable deals and discounts, making it easy to stock up on your favorite or try something new without breaking the bank. With fast free shipping and their 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence knowing that Cigars International stands behind every order. They have good relationship with vendors that helps provide great low prices. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned pro, Cigars International makes it easy to find the right cigar with helpful guides, staff reviews, and expert advice. It's not just about cigars. Cigars International also offers a wide range of accessories and more to elevate your smoking experience. Check out the great deals every day at cigarsinternational.com. That's cigars, CIGARS, international.com. Use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply. Again, use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply.
Khalil in the middle, and then Shavers coming in here and there. And then Elijah Moore, if they activate Elijah Moore, which they should, since Curtis Samuel is going to be out this game. So Elijah Moore should be active. But what if it's not the case? What if they decide to Mecole's out, Curtis Samuel out, and you're going to sit Keon for a second time? Those are 3 receivers. 2 of them you had active last week. 1 of them you benched. You would do it again? Why? Don't you want all the firepower that you can get? Do they prefer Gabe in this offense over Keon? So they're like, they're going to experiment and have him on the sideline and allow Gabe to get his second activation? Are they warming up Gabe Davis to officially take over a roster spot? Fam, we'll find out a lot more tomorrow. Listen, according to Jeremy White, I believe it's Jeremy White. Let me just not mess things up, and so I can quote properly. According to Jeremy White, he's saying that there could be potential Keon Coleman's second benching. According to him, following on cover one. And cover one, I guess they got some people's in there, or they're talking to, you know what I mean, a player, and the player saying, they're calling me up again. Could that be Gabe Davis? Gabe Davis is like, yo, they're calling me up again, bro. So call it what you want. Maybe he's going to sit down. I don't know. But think about what took place right now, right? Gabe Davis on the practice squad, they bring him up. They lose Mecole Hardman. By signing Mecole Hardman, they cut Brandon Codrington, right, beforehand. So it's going to be something, man. So I guess they bring in Brandon Codrington back onto the roster. I mean, did they? I can't even remember if they brought Codrington back on the practice squad. I assume they did. Let me confirm that. I've been so involved with all these other things. You tend, those things sometimes slip through the cracks. If Codrington was even brought back, I'm trying to figure out where Codrington is. Am I missing something, chat? Let me know if I missed Codrington. I'm just making sure. Okay, so he did get brought back to the hold on. Coleman bench. Just reading up on this stuff, bro. Yeah, I think he did. He got back to the practice squad. All right. So you'll probably end up seeing him on there, or they hate him that much that they want nothing to do with him. So I can't see that happening. So looking at the scope of the receiver room, if you're really, let me just share my screen real quick. So if you're really going to look at what we want to do with the receiver room, if Keon Coleman doesn't play, Josh Palmer, do you go with Shavers? Does Shavers get more playing time based on what he did last week? Is this a path to seeing more Shavers? You bring in Gabe Davis to kind of spell him a little bit, work the middle of the defense with Elijah Moore and Khalil Shakir, and just keep it that way. These guys got sticky DBs. The defensive backfield out there they're sticky. You got Stingley, you got Lassard out there. Like, they got some good guys out there. So are they? I'm curious. I'm actually very curious as to what route they go. If it were up to me, I would not bench Keon Coleman. This is where I insert Keon Coleman. And now you know what it feels like. I need you locked in. You mean like these young kids be saying, yo, lock in, bro. And I need you locked in. I need you ready to go. Now, if they haven't seen a whole lot from him into the walkthroughs, or they were paying attention to his attitude during the game, and if they didn't like the attitude during the game, are they, you know what I'm saying, yo, you need another week off? Who knows? Or riding the hot hand. And I feel if it's going to go riding the hot hand, I like what the offense looked like. Josh has looked his best since week 1. Bro, we're just going to ride with it. Don't take it personally, but we're going to ride with what we got. So, Gabe, you're back up. Elijah Moore, you're replacing Curtis Samuel. I'll see Shavers and Palmer, and then let's roll with that crew. Let's see if Josh continues to do that. But here's the fire that you play with. If Josh has another game where he balls out and does the very same thing or very similar, you're going to keep doing this whole Keon on the sideline? That's a tough, awful look. But it's the nature of the business. It's the nature of the business. So what does Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott do in this case? Kat, how are you feeling about this? Should they, if there is any truth to this, should they sit Keon Coleman for a second game just to ride the hot hand of Shavers, to ride the hot hand of Josh Allen and the offense, and roll that way? Are you guys in with that? Or, bro, don't do that, man. You need to play him. Don't let him get cold. Play that brother, and let's go. You guys let me know right now what your thoughts. Keon Coleman, in or out? In or out? That's all you got to say. In or out? Let me know in the chat, and then we can go from there. Now, let's look at this Texans team and what we are to be expecting from this Texans team, because they got some big time players on that squad, bro. They really do. Oh, I shared my wrong screen. Hang tight, folks. Sharing the old wrong screen here. So if I share my screen and show you guys this, you guys will let me know what you're thinking. There you go, Houston. All right, check this out. I'm looking at that Houston team, right? And I was looking at the like who's been active on their squad and what they've been doing. And if you guys can see the screen pretty good, I think I enlarged it as much as I could. So obviously Davis Mills coming in, he hasn't had a whole lot of action thus far, but right now he's throwing at a 60% rate. He's 6.1 yards a pop. He's throwing for $181. He's got 3 touchdowns and 1 interception so far this year, and he's got a QB rating of 82.2. If you look at the run game, this is where you're not getting a whole lot, right? You got Will Marks, you got Nick Chubb. They're both identical in what they're doing right now. They both got over just shy of 100 carries each. Will Marks is rushing for 3.5 yards a pop. Nick Chubb is rushing for 4.2 pop. You know what I'm saying? Right now, 2 touchdowns for Nick Chubb, 2 touchdowns for Will Marks. Nothing outlandish. One's running for 41 yards a game. The other running for 34. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I mean, this is something that we should be able to corral. This offense is not saying a whole lot. Like I showed you guys the stats yesterday, there ain't a whole lot going down with this offense. So defensively, hopefully we can, make these guys so one-dimensional that we got it all locked down. Nico Collins is by far their best receiver, followed by Dalton Schultz, obviously. And then after that, they got their rookie, Jaden Higgins. That's the one guy you want to pay attention to. Big boy, 6'3", 6'4"-ish, about 210, 215. So he will. I mean, I had him on my fantasy team earlier. So like they used him sparingly. He's got 3 touchdowns this year, but usually that's in red zone. Big boy, toss it up, let him go get it. So those are the guys that you want to be looking for. I mean, is this something that you worry about? Nico Collins, I think we're going to be better suited to deal with him on the back end. We'll be all right. It's their defense that we're going to have to worry about, right? Al Shahir, they're big physical downhill linebacker that gets nasty with it. He's their leading tackler. He's the guy that's doing big things for these guys. Then you got Lassiter, one of the other corners out there that's doing his thing. Jalen Petrie will not be playing this game. And you got Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson. These 2 guys right here. These guys are going to be causing fits and giving us problems. Not interested in seeing these boys. Daniil Hunter, 9 sacks. Will Anderson, 8 sacks. So that's where your pressure is going to be coming from. So Dion and our guy Spencer Brown are going to have their hands full. But these boys are very, very capable of handling business. As long as the interior line do what they need to do, we should be able to kind of slow these boys down. My man, Deion Dawkins, his little chop, bring boys down and do what they need to do, right? So that's what I'm looking at in this regard. And then lastly, Stingley. This guy right here is an absolute problem. So whoever this guy draws to cover, do your best to, at least if you have to be the decoy for the game, and we work on, we throw that Lassiter wherever, we gotta take full advantage of it. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see what these Bills are capable of doing against this defense. This defense is going to be something else. But we have a little something for them too, though. We have a little something for them too, because although we've been allowing this run defense to be penetrated and just run amok on, it's tough to still throw against these guys. So they're going to, if we do what we need to do offensively, the Davis Mills-led Texans are going to have to throw the football. And right now, the way this defense is playing on the back end, I think we got a chance to slow these boys down. This guy's throwing for 180 yards a pop. We're allowing around that mark, 170 to 180 yards per quarterback. And so that's one of the best traits of this defensive backfield, is handling these guys on the back end. So Jalen Petrie, with that concussion he's dealing with, they didn't clear him to go, so he might not be in there. So if you haven't been in IDPs, Laura, you better take his ass out. You better take him out. So my man said, we cannot lose to Davis Mills. Listen, let's not forget what quarterbacks we played that we've lost to. We can't be sitting here, we can't lose to this guy and we can't lose to that guy. Let's not forget, Tua took us down. You know what I mean? We let Penix, second-year player, take us down. And I don't think Penix is all that great, to be honest with you, but he took us down with the help, obviously, of Bijan Robinson. So I mean, those things will happen. Those things will happen. And obviously, Drake May is a good quarterback. He beat us. So I mean, it is what it is. So Davis Mills, this is working out to be in our favor. Whether we end up playing Aaron Rodgers, old man Aaron Rodgers in the Pittsburgh game, or is it going to be Mason Rudolph? Who knows what it's going to be? But at the end of the day, we have to play who we got to play. And this Texans defense is the real deal. So if the Bills were ever to be tested to really find out, was it a fluke last week or a few days ago? You know what I mean? Putting up 6 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 3 in the air, yada, yada, yada. You know, the rest of it. Was it a fluke, or are these guys the real deal? Are these guys the real deal, and are they back? And I'm not going to be the prisoner of the moment to say, yes, they are. Can't do it. Call me negative Rico if you want to. I can't. This is where I'm going to find out what we're made of. Y'all should have that last game last year right up in your brains because they dominated us. They made us look terrible, and the game was still close, but yet far because we didn't play well at all. Josh knows it. I'm glad he knows it, and we got to come out. This is a coming out party. We got to come out and be like, yo, let's double up. Let's duplicate what we did last week, and let's roll. So that's the one thing that I'm looking forward to seeing from this offense towards this defense. Now, this whole Keon situation has got me a little unsettled. I don't know if I like what I'm hearing, but a lesson has to be learned at one point. A lesson has to be learned. So the rumor is swirling. The rumor is swirling that these boys might be benching Keon. So is that the case? And is that a good idea? Is that a good idea? Do we want to do that? So we're going to find out. We're going to find out soon enough. So, folks, I just wanted to come on here and just kind of, chat it up with you guys and give you guys the injury report. So, as you guys know, Mecole out, Kincaid out, Curtis Samuel out. So, 3 prominent players that usually touch the field, or that we just made recently touch the field, that was going to be doing returns. But Kincaid being out again, usually 2 weeks, 3 weeks, coming from the thigh doc. He says 3 weeks usually is when they start to return. So that makes him coming back next week. Do they hold him out for precautionary reasons? Hold him out a month to make sure he's extra good? Then we won't see him until maybe the Bengals week. Maybe that's what they'll do. These guys tend to do that. When they're ready to go, they're like, let's just give you one more week until they can really make you come back and be productive and ready to go. So that's probably what they'll end up doing, which really blows because I want to be able to have this whole team together. So call it what you want, but this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one for us to get going. By the way, I got a super chat coming in from my man Mark. He says, "Yo, the only thing valuable about Keon are his cards." Don't do that. Don't do that to him. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right. So, what are your thoughts, man? You guys let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to what this team could do going forward, rolling with the performance off of what Josh did and trying to piggyback that. Because that's what it feels like. If this is indeed true, that's what they could be doing. Now, is Cover One correct? They had the big, you know what I'm saying? The big drop last week saying Keon wasn't going to play. They're doubling down and saying he ain't going to play again. So I assume Gabe Davis comes right back up into his role, get him warmed up, and we'll see Gabe, we'll see Shavers, we'll see Khalil Shakir, and then we'll go from there. So what are your thoughts? Are you in on that? Are you guys in on that? Do you like that formula for victory? That's the one thing that I'm curious to see how this all shakes out in the end, because if not, this is a total disaster. This is a disaster, and this tells you, this decision making on this team is bizarre. But you got to trust the process. They feel good about what they're doing. So be it. So as of right now, and let's not forget, man, we have a pass catching RB in James Cook. So we're definitely going to get this brother involved as well. But as of right now, if you've seen what the Bills look like statistically, Shakir is there. He's got the most. He's the most targeted guy on the squad. He's got the most receiving yards on the squad, not by a whole lot. Okay, and right now, He's got one less TD than Dalton Kincaid, but he's tied with Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman's got 330 yards. 330 yards right now. And we making it seem like he's some kind of bum, whatnot. But that's just me. I still believe in the guy. I know a lot of people are done with him. I still do believe the brother, but take a look at what's going on here, right? 46 receptions for Khalil, then you got 32 from my man Coleman, and then it drops down to Kincaid, and then you're running backs and everybody else. So we're going to be looking for Palmer, Shavers, and Mr. Gabe Davis potentially, but Elijah Moore coming in and trying to fill the gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5th or maybe 6th, Elijah Moore or Gabe Davis, or it's going to be between these two. Who do they activate? Elijah Moore or Gabe Davis? Which one do they prefer? Does Elijah Moore sit yet again? But that's too many receivers sitting. Too many receivers sitting. We already got 3. So like, I mean, you want to keep these guys fresh. You want speed on the field. I would just assume that Elijah Moore is going to get on there. So I guess we're going to find out. We're going to soon find out. Or you're going to see a lot of heavy dose running the football. Run the football, do what we need to do, get up on the board, and then turn the dogs loose on Davis Mills and them boys. But it's fascinating. At the end of the day, we're going to find out how they put things together. All right, my man Paul says, yo, Rico, we have to put the pressure on their QB, period. Bro, not only do we have to put pressure on the quarterback, we've got to make sure that we establish stopping the run. Forget about getting to the quarterback, bro. We can't let Nick Chubb look like, 2 years ago, Nick Chubb. We cannot. And we tend to be that type of team that allow guys to reinvent themselves, if you will, or become new versions of themselves. All of a sudden, they're just all pro. Defensively, we've got to stop that run. Establish it. They're not great. They're not elite backs in that backfield. We should be able to stop the run. Once we do that, now you're forcing Davis Mills into 3rd and longs. That's what I'm looking forward to. Those 2nd and longs and 3rd and longs. Get them into the long, 3rd and longs. Get them into, having to now look deep beyond the sticks. And this is where defensively we come in and handle business. So if we want to win this game, establish yourself at the freaking line of scrimmage. And it's cliche. Listen, it's cliche. Everyone knows that, man. Dominate the line of scrimmage, you good. But we haven't been dominating the line of scrimmage defensively. So defensively, get after that weak O-line, stuff them, get ready, make Davis Long have to beat you. Davis Mills, I said Davis Long. Davis Mills is going to have to beat you in the air. Will he have a couple shots here and there? Yes. But I think we're disciplined enough on the back end that he shouldn't pose that much of a threat. My reservations is if the offense tries to do too much, if the offense tries to duplicate so much of what they did last week where they feel like they found their mojo and all of a sudden we're just playing uncharacteristic ball. We've abandoned the run. All we're trying to do is throw the football, but they're locking us up. So I hope that we have a balance. I hope we have a balance and we're not playing out of character, because that's the type of stuff that would happen to us, right? Where we had such a decent week and then you want to kind of, work off of that momentum, and then we completely go south and do things that we're just not characteristically good at doing or we've ever done. Or maybe Joe Brady has a new bag of tricks and he's about to, lay some things out. I don't know, but this is a game that we absolutely not need per se, but the need is there. Why is the need there? The need is there to see where we actually stand. Was that a fluke against the Tampa Bay Bucks and they're just beat up just as bad as we are? Or are we turning the page? Is this a page turning, performance put on Thursday night on a short week? Because all we need to do is get through this damn week, get this dub, and we got a whole, over 10 days to get some rest. I'll take that any day of the week. Get some rest, and then we go into Pittsburgh Steelers right after. It's everything that I'm talking about is absolutely doable from this team. Everything I'm talking about is absolutely doable. So get through the Texans, and then you got a 4:00 game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what I'm saying? So you're not playing at 2 at 1 o'clock. You got a 4:00 game, and then we're back at we're going to be doing 2 back-to-back 4:00 games from the Steelers and then the Bengals. They got us playing back-to-back and AFC North teams. Bro, we can handle this, man. We got this. And then we got the Patriots again, and then the Browns, the Eagles, and Jets for one game at a time. But this is a big one. This is a pivotal game. We need to find out which Josh Allen we're going to get tomorrow night. And it's going to, listen, on my birthday, it better be a good one. It better be a show because it's going to be a late night. You know what I'm saying? We know it. We got the late night stream. We're going to have the pregame. We're going to have all that good stuff. So let's make this a good one. So what shall we see? What do we need to see have us get that victory tomorrow? We've got to own that line of scrimmage. That line of scrimmage, we must own it. We own the line of scrimmage. We should be able to take this game. We should be able to take this game. Own the line of scrimmage. Own it. Own the line of scrimmage. We got a victory in our hands. We certainly do. All right, folks. Let me I can't just leave you guys dirty like that. If you guys have any questions, topics that I may have missed, or maybe something that you want to ask, or you want me to put out there so we can discuss it on the chat, go ahead and do that. While you guys are mustering up your being brave, let me introduce you to some sleeper picks. I mean, let me remind you where we're at in terms of the sleeper picks. I mean, the Bills and the Texans play tomorrow night. You guys already know. Let me share my screen with y'all so you saw who I picked. And now and I feel good about this. I mean, because I thought Keon Coleman was going to play. So there's a chance he doesn't play. I don't know. We're about to find out what's really good, but soon enough we will. So let me share my old screen with y'all. You guys already know what time it is. So get that $20. It's up to you. There's no need for you no deposit needed. Go ahead and get in there. And the code is using BF25. Go ahead and cop that, and we're gonna get into that a little bit. But it's very easy, man. Yo, we're hooking you up. We're hooking you up. Go ahead and jump on that. All right. So let's recap what your boy decided to do here. So recapping what I've decided. You see it. Khalil Shakir is handling business. So I'm gonna have him. Let me scroll that over for you guys so you guys can actually see that and see it properly. So Khalil Shakir with 4.5 receptions. I think we should be able to get that. A couple screens. Call that a day. James Cook, rushing touchdown. Why not? Why not? Here's the big one. Does Keon Coleman play? Well, I said he's an under. So if he doesn't play, that's a win for me. But if he does play, which I think he should, then I can't see him getting under 3 receptions. He's been averaging 3 receptions. I think he should be able to. And I would see them incorporating him more, especially Mecole's out, Curtis Samuel's out. Why bench him? You just never know, man. We'll let these guys decide. They're the ones who get paid the big bucks to go through and let us know what's happening. So I guess we got to wait it out just like everybody else. Wait it out, see how everything goes down, and then we'll go from there. So that being said, folks, I think we got that part out the way. Get that part out the way, and we're set. So hold on a second here. Got my screen all bugging out on me. Screen bugging out. All right, here we go. So that's the way I look at it. So here we are. If Keon plays, I think he gets 3 receptions. If he doesn't, win for your boy because he's going to be sitting on the bench, which that's going to cause so much controversy. If you want storylines and if you want drama, there it is. There's the drama for you. Keon Coleman benched again. Then be like, what? Now can we get the suspension for the first part? But again, they're going to have to answer for that. But hey, listen, that's why we're here and they're there. We ain't got nothing to do with all those things. So anyway, get up to $100, $100% match up to $100 using the code BF25. You guys already know what time it is. I got to tell you, it's all there in the description. And if you guys are you needing to use a guru like myself to help you guys out, this is the one that you got to use. So use that code BF25 and you get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See your sleepers terms for use of details. Current operational in over 25 states. Check your sleeper today, folks. All right. Before I get out of here, any comments, questions? This is your chance to jump in there and ask away. My girl Laura says, yo, the Keon drama would have made Hard Knocks less boring. Too bad. You ain't lying, girl. That would have definitely made that way. Let me see what we got. My girl says, what happened to Hamlin? He hasn't played this whole year. Hamlin's on IR. They put him on injured reserve. So whether they decide to bring him back off of injured reserve, that's a whole nother ballgame. They might keep him on injured reserve. There was a point where somebody said that he scrubbed all his Instagram off of all Bills gear. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's where they're at. That's where they're at. Let me see what we got here. My man Tom says, yo, there's no way Shavers doesn't play. He's also special teams. No, Shavers is playing. There's no question about that. It's how big a role they're going to give Shavers. The real question is Elijah Moore didn't play, so they'll probably activate him. But Mecole Hardman was signed, Codrington cut. They brought him to the practice squad. So do they elevate him and make him the return guy? I don't know. So there's a whole lot of moving pieces that the Bills are going to have to try to figure out and then go from there. My man Hardwire says, yo, we got this win. We got to get this win. We got to get this win. Real talk. My man Slick Crook says, yo, I think Shavers is going to be a Pro Bowler next year. Shavers is on the rise. I mean, pump the brakes a little bit. I like Shavers. Don't get me wrong. We talking Pro Bowl. Listen, let this brother start. I mean, rising this season to see what he's got. I mean, let's pump the brakes a little bit, my G. Jacob says, yo, 8-3, beat the Texans without any injuries. Yes, I'll take that all day. I will take that all day. My girl Laura says, yo, we need this dub. That's why we can't exclude Keon. Keep our possibilities open. Yo, that's exactly right, man. Keep everything open. I mean, to put him on the bench again, it's like, yo, you're just gonna have a pissed off. Like there's motivating someone to say, yo, man, you got to get your act together and so on and so forth, and then do it unless he knows that he's suspended for, I don't want to call it suspension, unless they told him you are not going to be playing for both these games. You're missing both. So just so you know what I'm saying? You miss practice. Maybe it was, yo, you miss you're late for another team meeting, or you're late for whatever. You're missing 2 games. Simple as that. I can't see them doing it that way. However, stranger things have happened. So if he's done and they say you're sitting for this game, bro, listen, just stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're about to find out what's really going to take place with this team, but stay tuned and we'll find out soon enough. All right, folks, that's my time. I appreciate you guys. We talked on the injuries. We see who's going to be playing, who's not going to be playing. Kincaid out, obviously. We got some banged up guys, but for the most part, the guys that are banged up, it was a walkthrough all week. So I can't see any of these guys other than the guys that have already been ruled out to not play. Taryn's going to be in. Cam's going to be in. Josh Palmer is going to be. Everybody that you saw on that list is most likely going to be playing. I'm really, really excited about Shaq Thompson. That's the one I'm excited the most about. Question is, how will they administer playing time? Who gets what? Are they going to be rotating often? I'm not a big fan of rotations. If a guy is killing it and he's got it, leave him in. Do not take him out. Let him get that momentum. Let him try to figure out. It's chess. You're playing a whole lot of chess, right? So now once you figured out someone's patterns, you start calling stuff out and you're right there. So that's the way I look at it. So that being said, that is my time. We will figure things out afterwards, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Pre-game will be there. We'll do post-game, and we'll definitely be live with my boy Pierre during the live game. So we got you locked and ready to roll all day tomorrow. So that's it for me. Y'all enjoy yourselves, and we'll catch you guys on the flip. I'm your host, Rico, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow, game time. Peace.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.